Vegeta never became what he was supposed to be. Neither did you. And you both know it. Look how that turned out for him. And then, look in the mirror. I'm a child of the 1990s in Europe, which means I saw the world before digitalization. There was a strange feeling in those years, a sense of ending and beginning at the same time. History, the philosophers said, was over, and we children didn't know what that meant, but we felt something. We were told, and we felt, that the world was ours, that we just had to wait. That the future was coming toward us, not the other way around. Then September 2001 came, then the 2008 crisis, and our fathers started speaking in hushed voices. Then precarity, the impossible mortgage, the pension slipping further away, the planet burning, the reawakening of authoritarian impulses in the old world. It didn't all happen at once. It happened slowly, like when the light changes and you don't notice until it's dark. One day you wake up and the promises are gone, and in their place there is only reality, absolutely indifferent to what you expected. In those same years we all watched Dragon Ball, all of us. It's one of those things that unites anyone who grew up in the 1990s. Dragon Ball wasn't a masterpiece of psychology, it was fights, transformations, screaming. But somewhere inside that simplicity, something slipped through that probably wasn't supposed to be there. A character too uncomfortable to be just a villain, too broken to be a hero. Vegeta. Vegeta is a prince without a kingdom, born into the elite of a warrior race on a planet that no longer exists. His identity is built on an absolute certainty. I am superior, by blood, by destiny, by right. His arrogance is quickly revealed as misplaced. We come to understand he is not only a servant of a tyrant infinitely more powerful than him, but not even among his best servants. Vegeta's life is a life of humiliations and broken promises, of a bright future stolen by something far bigger than he is. Vegeta spends the entire series chasing a rival he can never reach. He fights to make reality align with the idea he has of himself. The problem is that alignment never comes. Every time he gets close, something surpasses him. And among all the avatars of reality, the worst one is Goku. Goku humiliates Vegeta constantly, humiliates him in power, humiliates him by freeing him from the tyrant who had oppressed him his entire life, humiliates him as a low-class Saiyan. But above all, he humiliates him in a way Vegeta cannot even contest. Because Goku is, among other things, a moralist. The problem is that he hasn't built a moral framework. He doesn't reason by principles. And yet he forgives, he spares, he believes in redemption, not because he decided to, but because that's what he is. His goodness is as instinctive as his strength, a primordial purity that knows no inner conflict and cannot be opposed. Faced with a rival like this, the Prince of Science can only bow, acknowledge his superiority, and quietly adopt his way of life. Vegeta is, at his core, a spoiled child who had to come to terms with reality, who had to cut himself down to size and step off his pedestal. Many of us children of the 90s can't help but see ourselves in a character like Vegeta. As kids we knew the world was ours. Our claims on reality could only be absolute. We grew up in boundless prosperity, with the expectation that prosperity was ours by birthright. Then, at some point, our Goku arrived. Reality knocked on the door, sanded down the edges of the arrogant kid, and forced us to conform. Just as with Vegeta's arrogance, only a trace remains. Goku's insurmountability leads him to find a family, live a normal life, abandon dreams of glory. What Vegeta lacks, I think, is an understanding of what his failure actually was. Whoever gives up still carries the weight of what they expected. They hold it inside. They call it defeat. Vegeta still knows who he was supposed to be. He knows it every time he looks at Goku. He knows it every time he stays silent instead of saying it. He didn't find peace. It's an open tab he'll never present again, but has never stopped keeping. Maybe we too were spoiled children whose promises were shattered, but growing up, perhaps we had the chance to emancipate ourselves. Not by surrendering, not by giving in, but by stopping to present the bill. Reality owes you nothing. It didn't owe you anything in the 90s. It didn't owe you anything after the financial crisis. It doesn't owe you anything now. Now look in the mirror. Do you still see the prince without a kingdom, or have you stopped waiting for someone to give you back the crown? It's not about what you've achieved. It's about what you do with what remains once the promises are gone.